The well-known and first written story actually begins in the early 1900s. It is recorded that in some war zones in Germany, soldiers often went missing, and those who disappeared claimed to have seen a tall, faceless, slender, and suit-wearing figure before they vanished. Kidnapped soldiers, after being missing for a long time, were usually found in the depths of the forests, tied to a tree, and in an unrecognizable state. As time went on, and by the mid-1900s, these rumors changed location, and the legend of the tall, slender man in a suit spread from Germany to America and Canada. In these two countries, the increasing number of children and travelers disappearing in the forests in the 1900s led the families of the missing to investigate the forests, and it was recorded that the children or families who went missing also began to disappear over time. While it was widely talked about among the public that no one returned from the forest during that period, some people returned from the forest alive and shared what they encountered during their disappearance. The common point among all of them was a tall, faceless, slender man in a suit. This entity, which behaved differently to everyone, was named Slenderman. Children claimed that while playing in the forest or in a park away from their families, Slenderman approached them in a friendly manner, gained their trust, and then lured them into the forest under various pretexts. Adults, on the other hand, reported that a tall, slender man in a white suit frequently appeared around them in their normal lives, and that these sudden appearances increased over time, making them increasingly paranoid. When feelings of paranoia and discomfort increased, this suited man would get closer to them and eventually abduct them into the depths of the forest. Although Slenderman's approach to children and adults differed, their ends were the same. He generally hanged his victims from a tree in the forest and slowly let them die. When Slenderman's legend was investigated during that period, it was found that all the kidnapped adults had one thing in common. They had all experienced significant traumas in their childhood and lives. According to rumors, these traumas were inflicted on them by Slenderman. Over the years, the spread of the legend by word of mouth increased curiosity about Slenderman and the depths of the forest, and by the mid to late 1900s, the popularization of cameras and video recorders led young people, adults, and children to more frequently venture into the forest to find and document Slenderman. According to rumors, as Slenderman began to be disturbed, he became more aggressive. He now appeared in people's homes, gardens, workplaces, and schools. Acting more cunningly, he would stalk his victims without being noticed, ensuring that no one knew of his presence until he kidnapped them, and made sure no one escaped or spread the story further. He never touched his victims until he had completely destroyed their mental health. By the late 90s, Slenderman no longer left any trace behind. He only abducted his victims when they were alone. By the end of the 90s, the widespread use of cameras and video recorders began to malfunction when they saw him. So, in reality, there was nothing to prove or theoretically study him.